Hi scholars, welcome back to another day of Read Aloud with me, Miss Luna. And today for Read Aloud, we are going to be reading our nonfiction story, The Life and Times of the Ant. Ooh, nonfiction book chant, get ready, go. Nonfiction books are books about real things that teach us facts. Ooh, awesome. We're going to do it one more time, but this time only you guys are going to be doing it. Got it? All right, so nonfiction book chant, get ready, go. Wow, awesome job, scholars. So today we are going to be reading The Life and Times of Ants, and we know that this is a nonfiction book. So what are some text features that we are going to be seeing in our story today? What are some text features that we are going to be seeing in our story today? Go ahead and start thinking about that. And when you have those text features, you can go ahead and shout them out now. Yeah, so the text features that we are going to be seeing today, because we already know because we previewed the book yesterday, are our table of contents. Ooh, table of contents chant, get ready, go. Table of contents tells readers what page the section is on. Ooh, one more time, get ready, go. Table of contents tells readers what page the section is on. We're going to be seeing our table of contents, our headings, which are large and bold text. They are which is telling us what the main topic of that page is. We're also going to be seeing diagrams. We're also going to be seeing, ooh, and then who remembers what is a diagram? What's a diagram? If you remember what a diagram is, you can go ahead and shout it out now. Yeah, a diagram is a picture that shows how something works. Oh, let's do that one more time. Diagram, get ready, go. A diagram is a picture that shows how something works. We're going to be seeing diagrams, and then what is the last text feature that we're going to be seeing are our labels. Which is telling us what the picture is of. Got it? Awesome. And then after we're reading, we are going to be filling out the last portion of our KW out chart. Oh, what does the K stand for again? What does the K stand for? Yeah, it stands for what we already know. For what we? And then what does W stand for? What does the W stand for? That's right, for what we want to know. For what we? And then what does our L stand for? What does our L stand for? Yeah, that's right, for what we learned. For what we? Yeah, for what we learned. Awesome. So right now we are going to begin reading our story. I'm so excited. The Life and Times of the Ant. Masters of the Earth. Ants have been digging through dirt for more than 100 million years. Their dynasty stretches from the time of dinosaurs to today. They are one of the world's most important insects. They plow more soil than beetles, eat more bugs than praying mantises, and outnumber many insects by 7 million to 1. Say whoa! Tunneling out of jungles and forests and into backyards on every continent except Antarctica, ants rambles on as if they own the earth. Perhaps they do. Ooh, scholars, what was the heading on this page? What is the heading of this page? You can either shout it out or point to it. Yeah, that's right. Our heading is Masters of the Earth. Awesome job. All right, let's continue reading. Ounce for ounce, an ant is one of the strongest animals on Earth. An ant can lift a seed 5 times its weight, while an elephant can lift a log only 1/5 of its weight. Each year, the world's ants dig up more than 16 billion tons of dirt, enough to fill 3 billion dump trucks. Ants are frequently compared with people because they live in social communities and work together to solve their problems. Friends in low places. There are more than 1 million kinds of insects. Most of them are solitary insects. Their survival depends on only one being, themselves. An ant is different. It is a social insect. It's a social insect. It cannot survive by itself for long periods of time. Ants need other ants to help build a nest, gather food, and protect themselves from enemies. This need for other ants is not a weakness, but a strength that enables the ant to overcome its small size. Ant talk. Successful teamwork requires effective communication. Ants express themselves by using 4 senses. Smell. Ants emit pheromones, hopefully I'm saying that right, that other ants smell through their antenna. These scents warn of danger, say hello to friends, and inspire fellow ants to work harder. Touch. Ants tap one another with their antenna to announce the discovery of food and to ask for food. Sound. When some ants are trapped in a cave, cave-in, they rub the joints between their waist and abdomen to produce a squeaky sound that other ants hear through their legs. Taste. Ants exchange food with other ants mouth to mouth. These ant kisses are a way to share nutrition and chemicals that says, we are family. Because it is dark underground, most ants do not rely on sight for communication. In fact, many ants can only see a couple of inches, and some army ants are blind. Scholars, I already noticed that our heading says the ant family. So I think that we're going to learn about the different roles that ants have. Let's see. The ant family. Ants live in social groups called colonies. A small colony may contain only 12 ants, while a large colony overflows with more than 7 million ants. Each colony has 3 types of ants: workers, male ants, and the queen ant. What are the 3 types of ants? Yeah, workers, male ants, and the queen ant. Worker ants. Most of the colony's ants are workers. They are all female, but they do not lay eggs. Although they are the smallest ants, they do all of the chores, clean the nest, gather food, and defend the colony. When you see an ant dragging a crumb of food, you're looking at a worker. Male ants. All males have wings and can be seen for only a few weeks in the summer. They mate with the queen but do not work in the colony. Queen ant. The queen ant lays eggs and is the mother of all the ants. Young queens have wings, but old ants do not. All queens have large abdomens to produce eggs. Some queens lay millions of eggs per year. Scholars. What is the main idea of this page? You can either shout it out or point to it on your screen. That's right. The main idea of this page is how an ant colony starts. And we know that because it's our heading. And we know that our heading is our large and bold text. It's letting us know what this page is about. So let's start reading. How an ant colony starts. After a hot summer rain, a young queen takes off on her mating flight. The queen flies into a cloud of male ants and mates in the air. Then she digs a hole in the Let's redo that. Yeah, so let's start reading. How an ant colony starts. After a hot summer rain, a young queen takes off on her mating flight. The queen flies into a cloud of male ants and mates in the air. Afterward, all the males die and the queen returns to the earth. She breaks her wings off by rubbing them on the ground. Then she digs a hole in the soft, moist earth, and she starts laying eggs. She will never leave the nest again. During the next 3 months, the eggs develop through 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult ant. Inside an anthill, most ants build their homes underground. Ants dig by scooping dirt with their mandibles, which are their jaws. As they chew the dirt, it mixes with their saliva to form little bricks. Then they pack the little bricks together to reinforce the tunnels. Finally, the ants carry the excess dirt outside with their mandibles, and it gradually forms an anthill. Beneath the anthill lies the ant nest. Small nests have only one chamber just inches below the surface, while large nests may have thousands of chambers and may be as deep as 20 feet. All nests provide shelter from the weather and a safe environment for the queen ant to lay eggs. Ants often nest beneath a rock or a log, which protects the nest and traps moisture in the dirt. Ants require moisture so that their bodies do not dry out. An anthill absorbs the sun's rays and transfers the heat down into the nest. An anthill can be 10 degrees warmer than the surrounding area. Ants dig their nest deep enough to reach damp dirt. As air dries out the nest, they dig new tunnels into the damp dirt. Now going to our diagram. As ants bring up dirt, they recycle nutrients that help plants grow. In the daytime, workers move eggs into the upper chambers, which are heated by the sun. The floor of the ant chamber slants down so water can drain off. The roof is curved so it can trap heat. At night, workers shift eggs to lower chambers because the earth that stored the sun's heat during the day slowly releases the heat at night. And scholars, right now, besides the diagram, what's another text feature that you noticed on this page? Yeah, I noticed that too. I noticed that there were labels, showing us what's in our picture. So we have food storage, night nursery, it's queen laying eggs, day nursery. Wow, let's keep on reading. Houseplants. Many ants that do not live underground live in plants. Often the plant and the ants benefit each other. The plant shelters the ant's nest. In return, the ants protect the plant from predators and adds nutrients to the plant, or pollinate the plant so new plants will grow. Ants live in all parts of plants, including the flowers, seeds, leaves, thorns, branches, and trunk. In the South American rainforest, a single tree may have more than 70 kinds of ants. Wow. So flowers. In the rainforest, ants live in orchids that hang from trees. The ants carry nutrients from the jungle floor up to the orchids. Seeds. Beneath mighty oak trees lives a small acorn ant. Up to 100 ants may live in each acorn. Wow. Leaves. Weaver ants use their larvae, which spin silk cocoons, as sewing machines to bind their nest. Thorns. Acacia ants live in the thorns of the acacia tree. Patrolling the tree night and day, the ants sting all intruders and clear weeds away from the trunk. Branches. Trapdoor ants have special workers with flat heads called soldiers. They block the nest entrance with their head to prevent enemies from entering. And trunks. Carpenter ants build nests by carving out tree trunks. Their nest may stretch for 30 feet inside the tree. Ooh, scholars, right now, I want you to either shout out or point to it on your screen. What is the heading of this page? What is the heading of this page? Yeah, that's right. The heading of our page is the ant's body. It's the... Yeah, so that means it's telling us that we're about to learn about the ant's body. So cool. All right. So the ant's body. Most ants are between 1/16 and a ½ inch long. Wow. Together, 900 of them would weigh less than an ounce. Despite their small size, the world's ants move tons of dirt and capture millions of insects each day. And then, ooh, scholars, I noticed that on this page it has all the different types of labels pointing to the different body types. So I'm just going to read a couple of them. Let's see. Ooh. This one says, ants have the most advanced brain of all insects. Their higher intelligence helps them outmaneuver enemies and overcome obstacles. Ooh, the antenna. The antenna are the most important part of an ant. Ants that lose their antenna in battle are helpless. Say oh no. All right, scholars, so before we move on to the next page, what was the main idea of these pages? What was the main idea of these pages? Yeah, that's right. The main idea of these pages was to learn about the ant's body, was to learn about the... Awesome job, scholars. All right, let's continue reading. A life of work. Ants begin their working lives by cleaning themselves in a couple of days. They start sharing food and licking each other. These food exchanges bond the colony together. There is no boss ant, but active ants usually begin doing chores and then other ants join in. Younger ants work in the nest, tending the queen ant, feeding larvae, and digging tunnels. After a couple of months, the ants leave the nest to search for food. There is no retirement, worn out or battle scarred. Ants work until they die. Wow, that's for a long time. Ooh, scholars, and then what do you guys notice on this page? What text features are you noticing? Yeah, I'm noticing that too. I'm noticing different diagrams of different ant workers and different headings on top. So we have the queen tender, which are young ants that help the queen deliver her eggs by grabbing the eggs with their mandibles, so their jaws. And then we have a nurse ant. Ants lick larvae so they do not dry out, and they feed them so they grow. And then we have our tunnel diggers. As the population grows, ants dig more tunnels for the increased traffic and new chambers to store the eggs and the larvae. Ooh, and then we have our guard. When ants first leave the nest, they stand near the entrance, blocking strange ants from entering. And then we have foragers. The oldest ants search for food. Most foragers search within 50 feet of the nest, but if food is scarce, they may travel thousands of feet. Ooh, and then I see something else right here. It says digging holes can be hard work. To remove a pile of dirt 6 inches high, 6 inches wide, and 6 inches long requires 500,000 loads of dirt. Wow, that is a lot of dirt. Show me the way. Every warm day, foraging ants patrol the colony's territory. They are not just wandering, they are searching for food. When an ant finds food, she rushes back to the colony while laying a central. It is the central that leads the other ants to the food source. Wow, that is so cool. All right, scholars, so right now we're actually going to stop right there. I know that we really want to continue reading. And the reason why we're stopping there is because our book is so long. I want us to be able to have 2 days to read it all. So before we go, I have one more question that I want you guys to answer on your own. Got it? Remember, I want you trying to be writing down these answers on a piece of paper. I want you to answer this question. What did you learn from reading half of our book today? What did you learn from reading half of our book today? Got it? Okay, awesome. So before we go, what kind of book do we read? That's right. We read a nonfiction book. We read a nonfiction book chant. Get ready, go. Awesome. And then what were some of the text features that we saw in our story today? What were some of the text features that we saw in our story today? Yeah, we saw headings, labels, diagrams, and even a table of contents. Awesome job, scholars. Well, that's all for today for Read Aloud. Come back tomorrow so we can finish reading our story. All right, bye, scholars.